Hi, everybody. It's Andrea Dickerson here, founder of IOwnADaycare.com, where we connect childcare business owners with proven management solutions. For today's proven management solution, I want to talk to you about having a classroom management system in place to help you hold your team accountable, have a classroom that's organized, well put together, and also use your classroom as a marketing and selling point to enroll new children. Sounds good? Well, I hope so because I'm going to talk to you about my tools that I use to accomplish this every single day in my business. So I want to tell you guys a story that just happened to me today. As a matter of fact, it just happened like 4 or 5 hours ago before this video. Well, I came into Akiba Academy and I decided that I wanted to monitor my team and get some things done up at the front desk. And so while I was monitoring my team, I decided to do a Periscope video. If you guys haven't found out about Periscope, be sure to find me by logging on to Periscope, downloading the app, and find me, Andrea Dickerson, where you're going to see me work live in my childcare business. And so I'm working live in my childcare business, and I decided to play my Periscope, and I encounter my preschool teacher. And I begin to talk to her about the labels in her labeling system in her classroom. I noticed that she had everything labeled, which I required my team, but she didn't implement the labeling system that I wanted. I wanted my classrooms to represent more back to school, and so we were using school buses and apples to represent that, and that wasn't displayed in her class. So I walk over to her and I say, you know what? Let me see your quarterly agenda. She says, okay. She goes, she grabs it, and I talk to her about the importance of having her quarterly agenda, why it's important for her to stay accountable for her actions by using her quarterly agenda. So she says, well, I labeled everything just like you said. I said, well, you didn't use the labeling system that I wanted. I wanted to be apples and school buses. And so she goes to her quarterly agenda. She goes to the activity schedule, which my activity schedule lays out everything that I want in my classroom. It lays out what I want for my cubbies, my circle time, my learning board time, my centers, math, science, writing, reading. It lays everything out for them so that when I walk in my business, I can have my expectations met. Sometimes you're so frustrated and overwhelmed with your team because you haven't instituted a tool to help you meet your expectations or to help your team meet your expectations. And so I asked her to pull it out. She went straight to the activity schedule, which had my expectations written. So she was able to provide to me her quarterly agenda. I looked at it and I pointed to her where she wrote down exactly what I wanted because I trained my team every 3 months on how to use my quarterly agenda system. And so she says, you're right. We're going to get right on it. Now, that scenario could have turned out differently had I not had a tool. She could have been whining and complaining about she didn't know. And then I could have gotten frustrated with her because I could have been like, well, I told you. You know how we get as owners and directors. But what happened was I created a tool to relieve me of so much overwhelm and frustration and to get right to the point. All right, this is what I told you to write down. This is what I told you to do. You have it written down. Why isn't it done? So now she can't blame me. She can't say she didn't know. She can't, you know how they come up with all kind of reasons on why they're not meeting your expectations. So she couldn't come up with that. And let me tell you guys, when I created this tool, I really didn't know how powerful it was until I said, you know what? Let me continue to implement it every single month in my business. And I began to train my team because we were already doing it, but it was like I didn't have the tools in place. I didn't have the accountability tool that they could use so that they could stay on track with me because I was doing it in this quarterly agenda by myself, but I didn't provide them with one. And then when I decided to provide my team with the mini staff organizers, it really took the accountability up to the next level. I can really say that my classrooms have completely turned around and that they are more thorough and meet more of my expectations than they ever have before because of the staff organizer, which gives them a quarter of information. So I took out my activity schedule, which has my information written, all right, and they could go to my activity schedule and meet my expectations. I sit down with my team and I plan my month out in advance. So this is like November. And as you can tell, we're still in the month of August. So my team has my vision well in advance. And it just really took the stress from me and the overwhelm because I was able to hold her accountable. So this is why my classroom comes out so well. And so today, I'm just going to pick up this camera and I'm going to just do like a 360 to show you guys how I've planned out my letter, my numbers, my shape, my color. So we're in week 2 of our back to school season, and because we are in week 2, my team knows exactly what the children should be learning, and I'm going to show you guys on my calendar how they know what they should be learning, because we're in week 3, and it's all about the letter, number, shape, and color. And so they have everything there written out for them. So I utilize my quarterly agenda to the utmost, even all the way down to my bulletin boards. I know exactly what I want on my bulletin boards, and I know exactly how I want my classrooms to look. So here we go. This is the learning board where I've identified what I wanted. And there's my school bus. As you can tell, my school buses are up. And I'm going to do like a whole 360 so that you can see the whole classroom. And as you can tell, the classrooms are nice, neat, and organized. And see, my bulletin boards are quite different. They have apples, and the learning board is actually different. The learning board looks like a schoolhouse. And then we have some different bulletin boards with the Akiba pencil and the Crayola box. And so my team knows exactly what my standards are now. They know how to meet my standards because we have the quarterly agenda system. All right, so let's sit back down. All right, so I want to make sure that you guys go to www.thestafforganizer.com. Again, it's www.thestafforganizer.com. You can get the full kit, get your quarterly agenda, and information for your team to succeed. All right, you guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. To follow up for more information, log on to iownitdaycare.com. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.